Welcome to another session of SITECH South, CISO Learning Solutions, Tips and Tricks for Business Center. We're going to look at building a custom ribbon and maybe why we would do that. I've been using software and Business Center, prior to that, TerraModel, many years. But Business Center is very customizable, and I just got tired. I use the mouse and I use the ribbons, and I don't really use the keystrokes. I don't use the little strips of buttons all over the screen. I just use my mouse and the ribbon tabs and different groups and commands. So I'm pretty standard about the way I work. So I figured, well, why don't I build a ribbon that works with goes along with my workflow? I started building a ribbon, and over the few years, I've customized it, added stuff, this, that, and the other. But I really like mine, and whenever I do my training, I offer it to the attendees. Some people really like it. Other people have their own styles. This is not the only way to do something, and it's not the only ribbon to have. But this one, I ended up having to build 2 tabs because there wasn't enough room across it for the commands that I had in there. But if you look at this document, the definitions tabs are the little tabs at the top that you pick one, which will move you into drafting or takeoff or 3D data prep or corridors. The groups are underneath of the commands, and usually the group specifies the type of commands that are going to be in there. And then lastly, the actual commands that you would pick that are within the groups. So I've spent some time building and refining mine, but I have two tabs that I've created: CISO Tools 1 and CISO Tools 2, CISO for SITECH South. Under that, in the first group, Tools 1 group, the first group is import and clean up and standardize. I think I just have cleanup in there. The second is CAD objects. I have most of the objects that I create are in that group, so I don't have to go anywhere to find it. And I've got quite a few modifying and editing commands in my ribbon. And then lastly, 3D modeling. That's where I ran out of room. So I started a second toolbar or a tab. I have alignments and the various commands you would use in creating an alignment. And plotting is just 2 commands in there, but they're kind of scattered. And it was just easier for me to put them in one spot. And then I've got several reports, and then a section for simple subgrades. You can make subgrades after you've made your 3D data model. You can put subgrades under it. And lastly, PDF cross-section. What we're going to do is take a look at creating it. Let's just take a quick look at one that exists in this Business Center. If we go to Tools 1, there's my cleanup with the commands, CAD objects with the command, modifying and editing with the commands, 3D modeling and the group of commands. And CISO Tools 2 has got the alignment, corridor, the plotting, and the commands that would go with these things, the reports, simple subgrades, and PDF X section. Now let's actually build the 2 ribbons. We won't put all the commands in it because that'll take too long, but you'll get the idea of how they're built. So I'm going to move this document off to the side. We're going to go into Support, Customize a Ribbon. And if you look in here, you see that there are the ones that are gray are the ones that I've turned off. You can turn off and just have the ones you want. There's my tools here. And the first thing we're going to do is create a new tab. And we're going to name it. This popped up way over there. The new tab is going to be Ribbon 1. And if I had an image I wanted to put with it, I could, but I really don't. And if I say OK, you're going to see it says Ribbon 1. And now we're going to create the new groups. So the first one, we'll call it, based on what we had in there, is cleanup. And it actually popped up over there, and then we created a new group. And this, I'll drag it back over here, but it keeps popping up over there. I'm not sure why. The next one is CAD objects, and we'll do another. It's still popping up over there, and this one will be modify/edit. If you type it wrong and save it, you can always go back and hit that little edit button and change it. And the last one will be, and I'm just typing there 3D modeling. And then we're going to create another new tab, and we'll just call it Ribbon 2. And now we'll add the groups. Remember, I'm just reading from this list and creating matching CISO tools 1, tools 2, just calling them Ribbon 1, Ribbon 2, and we'll add the other groups in. First one was alignment and corridor. The next one was plotting. The next one was reports. Simple subgrades. And lastly, PDF cross sections. So now we've got this set up, and if I say OK, they should actually be up here. You see, you've got them with their subjects, alignment, plotting, so on and so forth. So to make them, there's just nothing in them. And if we go back to customizing the ribbon, and we'll go down to cleanup, and the commands that I have in cleanup, you'll see here, it's just my workflow: import, advanced select, purge blocks, project cleanup, standardize layers, layer manager, layer groups, layer managers, rock pile solutions, new layer, rock pile solutions. I love the way the new layer command is in rock pile solutions. So we'll start here, and that first command was import. If I type an I, it jumps me to that location, and there's the import command, and I will just push it over. And the next command in this group is advanced select. And I'll push that over. And then purge block. Sometimes it's better to the next letter, purge blocks. And project cleanup. Well, that's right here. Project cleanup, standardize layer. T might be better and back up. Standardize layer manager. Layer group. And rock piles layer manager. And I think it's under new layer. And if I say OK, and we go to ribbon 1, you can see they're popping up here. And is that rock piles? Yes, that's rock piles. You would just take the time to go through and populate all these commands within the groups, and you can see there's a lot in some of them, and it takes me about a half an hour to 40 minutes to do this. If I do a complete cleanup Business Center for a new version, I don't usually bring my old ribbon over because there could be some new commands from Business Center. However, if it's just a patch, a local patch, if you go to support and user profile and go to ribbon, you can save your ribbon out here. I always date them to see which one I want to bring in, and I could just bring that in, and then I've got my stuff. So when you do an update, if it's a major one, like from 2024 to 2025, I might do a uninstall and a cleanup and run the cleanup routine that they provide, and then really rebuild from scratch. Otherwise, I'll just bring this ribbon in. You highlight it and you click OK, and you now have the ribbon there. The things that we've looked at, number one is a custom ribbon the correct thing for you? Do you work by ribbons and commands? And then plan out how you work. This is really developed in my work style. Now, other people can adapt to my work style or develop your own. And then you flesh out the commands you want in there. And this is kind of like a living ribbon. I'll add something new here and there. In fact, today I added one that I realized I didn't have, and that is in my CISO Tools 1. I didn't have create a circle. And I was doing a job today, and I needed a bunch of circles. And I said, I got to fix that. So I added that to my CAD objects, and I'm ready to go. So anyway, I'm going to include the document with this, and you can find these on YouTube. Thank you very much for participating with SITECH South and CISO Learning Solutions. You have a great day.
Thanks for tuning in to Tips and Tricks for Trimble Business Center, brought to you by CISO Learning Solutions, a division of SITECH South. We offer in-classroom training, customized training at our site or yours, online training, as well as full-length training videos. Please call 404-505-8181 or email us at info@sitechsouth.com for more information. Alternatively, you may visit our website for a calendar of upcoming in-class training dates. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel.